Hello everybody and welcome to another video, and today we're going to be looking at a track that I have been anticipating for quite some time now. Now I know that pretty much every other Metal React channel will probably be looking at this song as well, probably already have done it, I don't know. I mean, it was released about 6 or 7 days ago by now. And it's Static X's new track called Hollow, and I've been anticipating this for quite some time. I've been a fan of Static X for quite some time. You know, I do enjoy their music, so I really wanted to have a look at this. Now, anybody who doesn't know who Static X is, I can't imagine there's very many who don't, but here we go. Static X is an industrial metal band from Los Angeles, California that was formed in 1994 by Wayne Static and original drummer Ken J. They very quickly rose to fame with their 1999 debut album, The Wisconsin Death Trip, where their industrial sort of heavy sound sort of appealed to the burgeoning nu metal scene that was sort of rising and becoming very prominent in the mid to late 90s. The album eventually went platinum. Since then, they released 5 more albums: Machine, Shadow Zone, Starter War, Cannibal, and Cult of Static. They then entered a hiatus so that Wayne could work on his solo project, Pighammer. Wayne then briefly brought the band back together in 2012, but he was using only members of his solo project's touring band, and then turned around and officially broke up the band in 2013. And then, unfortunately, following that, on the 1st of November 2014, Wayne Static died at the age of 48, only about 3 days before his 49th birthday. The rest of the original Static X lineup, bassist Tony Campos, guitarist Koichi Fukada, and drummer Ken J, announced in October of 2018 that they were going to reform the band in Wayne Static's honour and would release Project Regeneration, the first album from Static X in 11 years. And that album is being released sometime this year, apparently. Now, the track we're looking at is a track called Hollow. Like I said, it was released about 7 days ago. Now, this track isn't actually a new track. This track was originally a demo recorded for the Starter War album, but they never actually put it on the album, obviously, because Wayne didn't like the way it sounded. So he wanted to keep working on it. So he sort of put it to one side to work on later, and never came to fruition. So what they've done, they've gone back, they've taken this vocal track and recorded new music for it. So we shall have a look at it. Now, I have some lyrics up here, but I'm not sure on the accuracy of these lyrics, because the site in which I found them has got some facts about the track alongside it, but these facts are actually completely wrong. I mean, they've put down the fact that Wayne died in 2011, some 3 years before he actually did. So I'm not sure how accurate these lyrics are going to be, but we'll have a look. So yes, I've been waffling for 3.5 minutes now, so we'll jump to the track. So it's Hollow by Static X. Let's see what we've got. Very interested to see this.
Try to lights in your black heart.
Oh, there we go. Hollow by Static X. You know, one thing I like, one thing that's great about that video is this guy Zero, who is essentially the replacement for Wayne. He's managed to copy his mannerisms so well, specifically the way he stands at his microphone. Like, he always seems to stand with his feet like together, you know, very stock straight, and you know the mannerisms and the movements of whoever this Zero is. There is a suggestion that it's, I can't remember, it's some guy from Dope. Can't remember the guy's name, but there's some speculation that it is him, but I don't know whether that's been proven or not. But whoever it is, they've managed to copy his mannerisms really very, very well. Now the actual song itself, I think, I'm not entirely sure, it could possibly be talking about depression. I'm not sure. Some of the wording of it sounds like it could be, and with the title being hollow, you know, it could be talking about the hollow feeling you feel inside when you're depressed and such like that. I can't be 100% sure. Now the lyrics, for the most part, what I read was right for what's in the song, although I do think there was a couple of errors, but nothing too major. It goes, try to keep it all inside, try to hold it in, try to beat it to the grave, tell me how I should behave, try to make it all things dark, try to light in your black heart, try to act just like I should, you know I would if I could. Now there's a line there, it says try to light in your black heart. I think it's actually try to lighten your black heart. But anyway, and then it goes into that chorus. You want it, you need it, you get it, you got it. Yeah, yeah, yeah. You make it, you take it, you make it. Everything is hollow. Yeah, yeah. So, I mean, that first verse there, try to keep it all inside, try to hold it in. Now, that to me sounds like, you know, try to like push like these emotions, these feelings down, like trying to hide the depression or what have you. You know, like I said, it could be wrong. And it's like, try to act just like I should, you know I would if I could. You know, like, try to act as if everything's normal, but this sort of feeling is getting on top of me. You know, I would, you know, be my normal self if I could, but this feeling is beating me down. I don't know. Like I said, I could be entirely wrong, but it seems to suggest that to me. And it carried on. Come on now, I'll light your fire. I'll make your every desire come true if you let me in. I won't stop till you say when. Make a toast to this new year. Take a hard look in this mirror. I can read you like a book. Cut me open. Take a look. So again, that bit there sort of maybe suggests like possible suicidal feelings creeping in through this depression, especially that last line, cut me open, take a look. Again, could be wrong. And then it went into that chorus, you want it, you need it, you get it, you got it. Yeah, yeah, yeah. You take it, you make it, everything is hollow. Yeah, yeah, and then they repeat it again. And then there was a little bit of a sort of break in the music where there was a sort of semi-spoken sort of part. It says, I feel hollow, no tomorrow, take a drink, it's hard to swallow. And that again sort of maybe suggests depression with maybe feelings or, you know, maybe suicidal thoughts attached to it. You know, I feel hollow, no tomorrow, take a drink, it's hard to swallow. You know, I feel hollow, like, you know, that hollow feeling you get when you're sort of depressed and miserable and stuff like that. You feel there's nothing going on, no tomorrow, you know. People with depression often feel like, you know, that they don't want to see tomorrow because it's just going to be the same old thing. You know, they're going to be feeling sad, depressed, miserable, you know, and take a drink, it's hard to swallow. You know, it's just like maybe drinking to drown the sorrows or make the feeling go away, possibly. Again, I could be wrong. And then it went into the bridge, which was pretty much those same four lines, just done in Wayne's signature sort of shouted vocal. I feel hollow, no tomorrow, take a drink, it's hard to swallow. And then it went back into the chorus again, repeated twice. And then right at the end it says, you want it, you want it, you want it, you get it, you get it, you got it, you take it, you make it, hollow. Then that was the end of the track. So, you know, I really like the track. You know, it's great to hear Wayne Static in the track, you know, and they even put images of him throughout the video, like made it look like a image from a TV, you know. So it's really good to hear a recording of his voice, you know, a lost track, if you will. It was a good track. I very much enjoyed it. Now, there's a bit of information to go with this, which involves a quote from the bassist. And it says here, as I said at the beginning, this song was originally a demo from the Starter War album, which was never completed. Wayne and I never felt the music on the original demo was fully realised. This is said by Tony Campos, the bassist. It says, the vocals sounded great, but some of the musical compositions from the time period felt a bit experimental. There is a reason that some of these tracks never made it on previous Static X albums, and it certainly wasn't because of Wayne's vocals. The band was just going through a lot of changes at the time, and in retrospect it felt like we were straying further away from the authentic Static X sound that really defined us. And then it carries on. The reunion of Static X has brought a new singer, Zero, who pays tribute to Wayne Static on stage by wearing the mask of his likeness. Other vocalists who will reportedly appear on this Project Regeneration album include David Draymond from Disturbed, Ivan Moody, Al Jorgensen, Burton C. Bell from Fear Factory, Des Fafara from Cold Chamber, and that other band he's in, which the name escapes me right now. It does say, though, some of these appearances might well be taken off of this album due to more demos of Wayne Static's voice being found. There's another quote here. It says, after announcing Project Regeneration to the world, we unexpectedly uncovered even more unreleased vocal tracks left behind by Wayne. Because of this, the album will have fewer guest vocalists and more complete songs featuring lead vocals by Wayne. So there we go. We've got a lot more to expect from Static X featuring Wayne's original vocal recordings of tracks that had never been released. So that's, you know, that's brilliant news. I'm really looking forward to hearing that. So yeah, that should be really good. That's something to look forward to. I'm really interested in hearing that album, especially if they do keep some of those other guest vocalists, especially people like Des Fafara, because I love Des Fafara. I think he's great. He's a really strange man, very quirky, but he's got a great voice. But you know, I like that song. It sounded really good. Like I said, it's really good to hear Wayne Static's voice on record again. It's great that they're actually using his old vocal tracks from unreleased songs. So you know, it's a great thing that they're doing, I think. And from what I understand, they actually have his family's blessing to be doing this. So yeah, brilliant. I liked that. You know, it was just definitely signature Static X sound on that track. It was very, very good. I very much liked that. But yeah, like I said, probably every other reaction channel around the world has covered this video by now, but I wanted to have a look at it because, you know, I've been looking forward to this track for quite some time, and you know, I've been a fan of Static X for many, many years, so you know, I just had to check it out. But I can't really think of anything else to say about it, so I will leave that as it is for the time being. If anybody would like to suggest a track for me to react to, then please do so. By all means, you can drop a comment in the comment section below, or message me on my Facebook or my Instagram, or even through my Patreon, where you could also help to support this channel, help me create future content, maybe even improve the quality of future content. And yeah, there is a option in Patreon where you can get your suggestion jumped to the front of the queue, should you so desire. There are a couple of provisos going with that, to be fair to other people who suggest tracks through regular means, such as comments on Facebook, Instagram, or even under this video. And if you are suggesting a track through those normal means, there is a chance it might take me a while to get around to your suggestion, since I get suggested so many tracks every single day that my list just grows ridiculously fast. I can't keep up with it. I can't record videos at the same speed that I get tracks suggested. But I do write down every suggestion I get, so it'll get done eventually. It's just going to take me a while to get there. Also, Metalhead Reacts is a proud supporter of the Sophie Lancaster Foundation, a British-based charity whose main goal is to put an end to hate crimes, mainly those perpetrated against people of the alternative culture, people who listen to alternative music or wear alternative fashion. And it is a really big problem that's been going on for years, something I've had to personally deal with for nearly 30 years. You know, ever since I was about 11 years old, I was getting violently, I was getting beaten up, I was getting bullied, I was getting verbally, physically assaulted just because I listened to heavy metal music. And it happens every single day around the world to millions of people. And it goes ignored. And that needs to change, because some people are getting really violently attacked, people are getting violently beaten, some even hospitalised, some getting bones broken, some having even more intrusive injuries, you know, and nothing is getting done about it, nothing's getting said about it, and that needs to change. Because, you know, every day we hear about all these other hate crimes we hear about them on a daily basis: racism, sexism, homophobia, transphobia, ableism. You know, we hear about these every single day from every colour of the spectrum. You know, from the most heinous and violent crimes of someone getting murdered because of the colour of their skin or their religious belief or their sexual identity, down to the most petty, mundane little thing of entitled Karen calling the police because a family of colour are having a picnic in a public space, God forbid. You know, we hear about these every single day. But we're not hearing anything about all of these people that are getting violently, brutally attacked because of the music that they listen to. And I've had people tell me, oh, it's not a hate crime. It is. It is the very definition of a hate crime. The definition of a hate crime is attacking someone because you hate something about them. You know, whether it is the colour of their skin, whether it is their religion, whether it is their sexual identity, or their taste in music. If you hate something about a person and you are attacking them because of that reason, it is a hate crime. You know, but it doesn't get spoken about. No one seems to care, and that is not good enough. You know, the last time anything like this was ever spoken about, like, widely in the media, was 12 years ago, when Sophie Lancaster and her boyfriend Rob Maltby were violently attacked by a group of 5 or 6 people who violently beat them, kicked them, punched them, stamped on their heads, whilst, you know, they were cowering in fear for their lives. And as a result of this, they both ended up in a coma. Now, Rob Maltby, he did thankfully survive. He came out of a coma after about a week or so. I can't remember exactly how long. But Sophie Lancaster was in a coma for 13 days. Nearly 2 weeks before she eventually succumbed to her injuries and died. This girl, I think she was about 20 at the time, was brutally murdered just because she liked alternative music. Right? And that was the last time, 12 years ago, was the last time that anything like this was ever spoken about widely across the media. And that is unacceptable. Because in that 12 years since that happened, I can guarantee you hundreds, if not thousands, of people that listen to alternative music are getting violently attacked in a similar fashion, but nothing is getting said about it, nothing is getting done, and that needs to change. You know, we shouldn't have to wait until someone loses their life before we start talking about this again. You know, it shouldn't take the death of someone for this to get any recognition, you know. And this is what the Sophie Lancaster Foundation is all about. They want to stop this from ever happening ever again. It should never have happened in the first place, you know. And they don't want to see another family go through what they went through when they had to watch their daughter die because of a group of ignorant morons who couldn't accept the fact that not everybody likes the same thing, you know. And I think it's something, you know, I think it's very, very worthwhile, because, like I said, I've been through it myself. Many of my friends have. Some of my family have been through it. Some of my family have been violently attacked just because of this. You know, just because of taste in music. It's unacceptable. It needs to stop. It needs to change. And, you know, we need to draw more attention to it. Make people aware that this is happening so we can put a stop to it. So these people that are committing these crimes realise that there is a penalty for their actions and that they will be punished, you know, to the extent of the law. You know, this is something that needs to happen. So if you'd like to find out more about the Sophie Lancaster Foundation, there is a link to their website in the description below. You can go over there, find out what they're working on at the moment, find out what their goal is, because they can explain it a lot better than I can. And if you can help them out in any way, obviously don't feel obligated to do so, but if you can help them out in any small way, you know, a small donation through their website, or even something like one of these Sophie wristbands from their web store, you know, the smallest amount can make the biggest difference. And the sooner we bring more attention to this, the sooner we can help to stamp out prejudice, hatred, and intolerance everywhere. But I'm going to leave that as it is for the time being. Thank you all very, very much for watching, and I'll see you again soon. Bye-bye.